Hello, hello, hello. It's Kathie J here. Welcome to the Kathie J Show. Today we are talking about your face, acne, regardless of your age, whether you're 14 or 44, you could get acne. So I brought in my girl, my skincare guru. This is Kayley. She is the owner of Skin Glory Med Spa. She's a medical esthetician. She's been doing my face forever. Thanks for being here, Kayley.
Oh, thanks for having me back. I'm so excited to be here again.
Okay, so we talked about sunscreen before. Now let's talk about acne. So my daughters are 9 and 12, and we've already been to you to get an exfoliation. They are already having issues with blackheads.
Yes.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what age it is. What causes acne?
Yeah. Well, usually it starts, and even for me, it started at 10 years old when my hormones kicked in.
Yeah.
And then as we age, even in teenage years, hormones are raging. And then as we get older, our hormones change again. So I would say hormones are a huge factor in breaking out for people. Usually when there's an uptick in testosterone, that creates an uptick in sebum in the skin.
In what?
Sebum.
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 She's got your sebum.
Sebum.
Okay.
And so we're trying to get rid of some of that sebum. Also, or skin as it's turning over. Usually people with acneic skin have stickier skin, believe it or not. And so also with that skin being stickier and an uptick in oil, basically what happens is that you get the clogged pores.
Okay.
And so we need to have a good balance of exfoliation products, but also being here in Colorado, which we've talked about in a previous episode on how harsh this climate is. It's kind of a tightrope, I always say, of walking on not over stripping your skin.
And drying it out. Yes.
Which will cause more oil.
Right.
And not letting it just be an oil slick for people as well. And so there is a level of getting the right products for your skin that aren't going to over exfoliate you, but aren't going to under exfoliate you. So there's a level of that. So knowing that hormones do play a big part in it. And my own kids also are on a lot of these products that I have here on the table and do really, really well with it. It's actually, but the biggest thing I would say that I've seen it to get really good improvement in your skin is consistency. Okay. So I'll even see my daughter if she misses a night of washing her face, I can tell. I can tell. I'm like, I can see it. And so and it's really cute now because she will ask me, she's like, which ones are extractable, which ones are not. So I can feel which ones are ready.
Which ones are ready to come out.
But she does do it properly. There's also a proper way to extract. You know, we make sure we use a lancet. We make sure we have clean hands, clean skin, that type of stuff. But it will help to move things along a little bit faster. But not everyone has an esthetician for a mom.
No, not everybody's. Yeah, like not the rest of us are just.
You're gonna have, and I don't.
You don't like that.
I don't like that, and I always tell people, especially I got clients that are pickers. I got my picker clients, and they're not going to stop because I tell them to stop. Right. So I will give them the tools.
The right tools
to pick better, so they're not scarring their face on top of picking. And so there is a little bit of a level to like using a lancet, making sure your skin is clean, your hands are clean, what to use after you extract. Like I love this pore therapy by Obagi.
Okay, so there is a whole system. Before we get to that really fast, go back to the acne. So it could be hormone related. It also could be sweat. Not washing your skin related?
Yep, it could be if you're not washing your skin properly, not using the proper cleanser, proper products, but also there's an inflammatory response that happens when you have the oil, you have the bacteria, you have the stickier skin, then you have an inflammatory response on your skin. And so things that you eat could also add to that inflammatory response. So things like sugar, things like dairy, even alcohol I've seen cause like really bad psoriasis in a client of mine. And so focusing on finding out what foods cause an inflammatory response. If you're struggling with acne, you're going to have to back away from some of those foods. Okay. And limit them. Even my son was breaking out a lot with candy. He backed off candy for 1 month and his skin completely cleared up.
I know. And of course it would be something like candy. Of course it would be gluten. Of course it would be everything delicious that's making us pop out of our skin. I get all that. And especially when you're going through like, I mean, your hormones are going crazy. Where am I heading? I'm heading towards the sugar and the gluten.
You want some candy. So
it's a vicious cycle.
How bad do you want it?
Right.
How bad do you want it? And if you can find a healthy balance, there's always a balance in life.
Always a balance.
You can have a little bit of candy, around your girly season, so that you're able to.
Right. You don't take candy from me.
Exactly. then you can have clear skin the rest of the time, and then you maybe just get a couple as opposed to just being inflamed all the time.
Inflamed. So my question is, because so if is the biggest thing, if you have acne, the biggest thing washing consistently?
It's a huge factor.
Is it medicine consistently? I mean, if someone, who would
I would say,
talk to the people that are struggling with their acne right now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say not just washing, but washing long enough. And so I had to make sure, I was watching my daughter. I was like, let me watch you.
I feel like I need to watch mine.
Let me watch you wash your face, because the same with they're brushing their teeth, right?
Yes,
if they're just okay. And
right.
I was like, you were
if
in
the
there
face
for
was this
5 seconds.
Right.
I didn't even have time to put my toothpaste, and you're saying you're done. So watching them wash their skin. And I always, when I tell people, specifically this cleanser, and this is the one that my daughter uses, I say you want to get in there and you want to keep going until you feel kind of a mentholy feeling specifically with this cleanser, but you want to get in there and you want to focus on the areas that you're breaking out. Until I started really focusing under my jaw, I always had acne under here.
Right.
So I started being intentional about washing there, just taking a little extra time.
Yeah.
And it cleared it right up. So I do believe that that's a huge part of it. Now, I'm also a big advocate for Retin-A.
Yes.
But there's 1,000 different types of Retin-A. So some Retin-A does terrible for people's faces, including mine. So it's also about, I'm very, very picky about what Retin-A I recommend for my acne clients, because I've learned over 15 years of doing this, which ones are great for acne and which ones are maybe better for my dry, older clients.
I got you. No, it totally makes sense.
So it's a level of expertise knowing what you're recommending for people. It's not one Retin-A fits all, but it is it's gold standard for not only anti-aging, but it's also gold standard for acne.
We're speaking today with Kayley. Kayley is my skincare guru. She owns Skin Glory Med Spa. Now, Kayley, how would I know when it's time for me to come see you? Like what I'm trying to do at home or over the counter is not working?
Yeah, I would say if you've tried to do all the things that you're maybe getting recommended from influencers
or TikTok,
TikTokers,
right.
and it's not working for you, it may be time to go see a professional.
Right.
And I also do have my own scope. And so if there's something that we've tried all the best techniques and now things that I know what to do for a client, and they're still kind of up against a wall, I will go ahead and send them to a dermatologist and see if there's something more that we can kind of partner with that way.
You sent me I have a rash that we couldn't figure out, and I've gone through 3 different medicine treatments.
Yeah.
Still trying to find the right treatment.
Right.
But I'm not giving up, because you're not giving up.
I'm not giving up.
So
I never give up. So
you put me under that blue light every time I come.
Yep.
Well, tell everyone that's one of your special treatments for acne. What is that?
I actually have a treatment called the blue treatment. We do blue light for the BBL. It's a blue filter. And then I'll do the blue radiance peel, which is no downtime, but it's an awesome peel. That's an anti-inflammatory peel, but also has salicylic, which is one of the keys for acne. And then I sit you under my blue LED. So it's a lot of blue light, but it's controlled. So it's actually good for your skin, as opposed to some of the blue light that is on our phones and our screens and stuff that's actually not good for our skin.
Right.
Which is why we have blue light blockers. So.
All right. So now let's get into all this stuff that you brought that is good for our skin. What do you have for us today? What do you want us to learn?
I love the Obagi. Changed my life. The Obagi product line for my own acne. About 20 years ago, I started this line. Obagi's been one of the top medical lines for about 30 years. So I really, really love their products. So I brought 2 of those. That's what I have my kids using, and also their Retin-A. This is the tretinoin. So Retin-A, retinol turns into Retin-A, turns into tretinoin. So it's kind of knowing these things as a skincare professional that I would know which to recommend for which client after I look at their skin. But the tretinoin is usually what I recommend for my acne clients. And then I have the Alpha Rep by Skin Better. Now this is better for this climate. So my dry acne clients.
Oh, right.
That aren't oil slicks. This would be a better product for them because it doesn't activate till it hits the water in the skin. So it's not causing kind of that peely or, the harsher stuff.
I would have no idea. And going to Sephora, they would not be able to help me the right way. Going to anywhere.
And it's so
I hit a trigger button. I just hit a trigger.
I went to Sephora one time with my daughter, and I'm like, man, the packaging is beautiful.
Yes.
And the ingredients are garbage.
Yes.
It's just sad. It's very
when
sad.
you could just spend the same amount and come get something that's definitely going to help.
Truly, because it was expensive for a couple products there. And then I also have a product for my acne clients who are pregnant. What are they going to do? They can't use Retin-A. So we have.
I wouldn't even know that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know that.
They can't use Retin-A when you're pregnant or breastfeeding. So we actually have a whole skincare line that's great for, it's medical grade, but it's botanical. So it's great for my pregnant and breastfeeding, or even my younger clients that
can't have the high dose.
So it's a great line that's not overstimulating or over exfoliating their skin. So,
all right. So Kayley, thank you so much. What is all this? This is just other peel treatments to get rid of acne?
This is one of my favorite peels I have.
What about scarring? Can you clear scarring, acne
We can
scarring?
do a lot for scarring as well.
That's awesome.
We can do peels, microneedling, even Vivace I have with blue light, and the BBL. Everything that I do will help with the texture of the skin.
That's awesome.
The deeper the scarring, though, the more treatments we'll need and the more time it will take. But if you're dedicated,
she sings to you. You'll be fine.
You will be. We're gonna walk this road together.
Okay, so one of the reasons why I wanted to do the acne special is because I was reading your email, because you send out a monthly newsletter to all your clients. So get on the newsletter. She always sends out tips. But you were talking about the acne, and you said, put a layer of Aquaphor on your skin when you're going into the pool this summer.
Yeah, it's a little trick I learned. Now, I wouldn't recommend putting an Aquaphor on your skin unless you're doing something like going to the pool. If you're acneic.
Right.
Post-treatment, usually we'll recommend Aquaphor. But if you're right before the pool, if you put just a thin layer, I'm not talking about globbing it on.
Right.
Thin layer on
on your problem areas of your
problem
zits.
areas before you jump into a chlorine pool will kind of create a barrier that will help that chlorine not to irritate and inflame you more.
That's crazy. I thought that chlorine was good. I always felt like the chlorine was drying it out and killing it.
It's so bad for the skin.
Chlorine is bad for your acne.
It's bad for your acne. It's bad for your skin.
Who knew?
But, again, I'm not going to tell my daughter not to go swim with her friends. But if we put a thin layer of Aquaphor on her skin, it really just helps cut down any sort of inflammation or irritation that the chlorine would cause.
That's
and then she has
awesome.
a great day.
That's perfect. Are there any other tricks?
Sunscreen first.
Sunscreen first, and then the layer of Aquaphor.
And then the layer of Aquaphor.
Okay.
And then when you reapply, again, sunscreen first, and then the Aquaphor. You can't put anything on over Aquaphor.
I'm sure that's another issue with acne is you got to have the right sunscreen. You don't want it too oily, all that. So definitely another reason to come to somebody that knows what they're doing.
Definitely. And the sunscreen episode that we had, a lot of the sunscreen I have is non-comedogenic, so it's not going to break you out.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Kayley, before I let you go, is there anything you want everybody to know about acne? One more thing in the summertime. Any other tricks you got?
Yeah, just be consistent, be dedicated, make sure you have the right products, wash your makeup brushes, wash your pillowcase. Go see a professional skincare provider if you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And just be dedicated and consistent, and you will get there. I promise.
It's not as bad as you think. It's not as bad as you
There's
think.
always hope.
Kaylee, thank you so much. SkinGloryMedSpa.com. Bye.
Kathie J.